So, hi, it's Jane O'Halloran. Hang on, something's looking a bit odd here. Okay, right. It's Jane O'Halloran, founder of Anxiety Escape the Cage. So, welcome to this live video. For some reason, I can only see a tiny part of the screen. That's what was throwing me a little bit. Anyway, yeah, welcome and thank you for joining me. I know that some people like to watch this live with me, which is great, and other people watch on the replay. So, you know, however you're watching, I hope that you're going to get something useful from this. So the question is, do you have a nagging feeling that something deep inside is wrong? Or you have a nagging feeling, deep inside that something's wrong, that you deserve better from life, and it's kind of like this nagging doubt or this nagging feeling that that you're selling yourself short in some way. You're not living the life that you really know you deserve to be living, or that you yearn to be living. And it's like there's a part of you that's wanting to be expressed that isn't being allowed to be expressed right now. So perhaps it's the part of you that wants a bit of adventure and excitement, or a bit of fun, or just wants to deeply love or feel deeply loved. And it's like there's a whole part of you that's not being allowed to be expressed. And it's like that yearning to be free. That's how I describe it, because I know, you know, from experience how it feels to keep a part of yourself kind of restricted and under wraps and not allow that to be expressed. And there's this like yearning to let it free. But it's like this voice keeps trying to tell you, but it's too frightening to listen to this voice, because if you listen to this voice, you're going to have to make some changes, and that just feels too frightening. So rather than listening to this voice, you kind of pretend it's not there. You ignore it. You pretend everything's okay. You keep yourself busy. You keep yourself distracted. But it kind of keeps prompting you. It's like you can't get away from it. And I guess it's like the equivalent of, you know, sticking your fingers in your ears and going la 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 la. Well, you can only do that for so long, you know, because that voice, that feeling, is your intuition. It's your heart guiding you. It's your heart wisdom. It's your gut telling you, you know, something's wrong, something needs to change. And the cost of ignoring it is great, as I know. And I think the cost of ignoring this inner voice is anxiety, is exhaustion, is stress, is that feeling that you're just living life, going through the motions. There's no real joy or colour in your life, because you're having to kind of almost like be constantly doing something so that you don't hear that voice. And that's exhausting. And you're out of balance. You know, it's like you're ignoring a fundamental part of yourself. And you know, what is the toll on your physical health, your mental health, your emotional state, your energy levels, ignoring this voice? So, you know, and my heart was telling me my inner voice was telling me for many years. It was trying to say, something's wrong, you need to do something. And I was like, I can't, no, it's too frightening. I can't listen to that voice. And not only, you know, was I going through years of an unhappy marriage, an unfulfilling marriage, a life that was making me pretty miserable. But not only that, it was almost like there was a part of me, my personality, or just a fundamental part of me, that fun, adventurous part of myself, that part of me that wanted some adventure and some excitement and wanted to be expressed. It's like I was keeping that under wraps. I was keeping it restricted because I was too scared. I was simply too scared to allow that part of me to be expressed. I didn't know what that would mean. It was unknown, it was unfamiliar. And I had to stick with what was familiar because that was safe. So what's happening is, you know, it's that part of your brain that is based around survival that's in charge. If this is, you know, this is the way you're living, rather than fully embracing life and being open and enjoying life and feeling like you're fully expressing yourself, every aspect of yourself, you're keeping everything very controlled. It's that fear-based, primitive part of your brain that is firmly in the driving seat. And that part of your brain, whilst very necessary for, you know, if you were in imminent danger, you would need that because it would be like, you need to do this to keep safe. But it gets out of control, and it basically, it sees anything that's unfamiliar as danger. It gives a danger signal, anything, whether that be something that's good for you or not. It's like you're wired for that, to keep yourself safe because it's a survival instinct. But the problem is, the more you live from that part of the brain, the more that part of the brain has an influence on your life, the stronger it becomes. It gets more and more in charge. It's like, this isn't safe and that's not safe. And you end up restricting and restricting so as to, it's like you're almost a slave to that part of your brain that's saying there's danger here and there's danger there. And so you're thinking, okay, well, I'll restrict so that I'm not getting those danger signals. But the problem is your life becomes very small, becomes very restricted, and you're not able to fully express yourself the way you're meant to because you're keeping your life smaller and smaller. And that part of the brain, it kind of just, no matter how much you restrict, it's still going to find things to say, this is dangerous, that's dangerous. You know, the most ridiculous things I know for me when I was suffering anxiety, the things that it would tell me were dangerous were just like crazy things, like you're in the shower and it's too dangerous to step out the shower because life's too dangerous out there. You're in the shower and it's safe in the shower and you've got this walls around you and the water's coming down and it's comforting and it's nice, and oh, don't get out of that shower because, you know, and this is that fear base that goes like out of control, so that every little thing becomes a danger signal. So basically it's a habit, it's a pattern. That's what's happening there. You've got into that habit, and it's very difficult to get out of, because anything that you would do to get out of that, your brain is going, danger, danger, don't do it. So it's stopping you, it's keeping you prisoner. Your actual brain is keeping you prisoner, because anything you might do that would change how you see life, it signals danger. So basically, what's the answer? What's the answer? The answer is to just take small steps to creating new habits, new ways of thinking, new patterns of thinking, okay? you start to practice a new way of being every day. And that word is practice. So practice as in you have to practice. Like, you know, imagine a famous concert pianist. I don't know, I'm not very good with my classical pianists, but you know, imagine, or Yehudi Menuhin, they're a famous violinist. When they first picked up a violin or they first sat in front of a piano, they couldn't create amazing musical masterpieces. They practiced every day to get better. Like a toddler learning to walk. You know, a baby doesn't just get up and start walking. It practices, it falls down, it gets up, it goes down, it practices. So that's what you need to do, is to practice a new way of thinking, a new way of being, and just start with small steps, like every day. You have to do that, because if you don't do it regularly, if you don't practice this new way of thinking every day, you're not going to get enough momentum going, because that other part of your brain will keep you stuck. And so you practice new things, and new things are about finding a way to calm and balance your system. So to calm and balance the body, to calm and balance the breath, to calm and balance the mind, to reprogram the thoughts that you're thinking. And when you are able to practice that, this fear-based part of the brain is able to relax a bit. So, okay, we're not in danger now. We're calm, we're relaxed. And then what happens is that other part of your brain, the frontal part of the brain, that is able to see things a bit more, it has more perspective. It's that part of the brain that helps you think more clearly. It helps you tune into what is it that you want to do in life. You know, it helps you to live your passions. It helps you to have fun and enjoy life. It's that part of the brain that sees things it is a bigger picture. It thinks outside the box rather than keeping you in the box. So as you practice every day to rebalance, then the new part of your brain that hasn't been used to being used as much will start to kick in more, and the fear-based part of the brain will start to calm down a bit. Now, initially, when you start with it, the fear-based part maybe go a bit berserk. It's something new. It's something new. But that's why you have to keep going. You have to keep taking the steps. And that is why usually it does take somebody to help guide you through that process, so that your fear-based part of the brain can't kick back in and stop you moving forward. So it's practicing, but it's also not only just to practice, but it's a practice. So you find a strategy, or you learn a strategy that is a practice. So you find a certain set of techniques, ways of thinking, you know, all of those tools, those techniques, those things that work for you. So you develop a practice that you work with, and you do that every day, and you take steps and you take steps, and you might fall down, and then you get up again like a toddler, and you fall down, but there's somebody there to offer a hand and say, it's okay, I'll help you up, or it's okay, I'll encourage you to get up yourself, you know. So for me, I think that's the way forward. It's the only way to escape the prisoner or the prison guard of that fear-based part of your brain, which has kind of gone a little bit out of control. And it's a commitment, you know. So it's a commitment to yourself, how to change your habits of thinking, how to tap into self-love so that you can actually love yourself enough to make that inner voice a priority, so that you can build momentum so that that fear-based part of your brain doesn't stop you listening to that inner voice. And if you're watching this, there's that inner voice is going, yes, yes, please do something, you know. So ask yourself, do you want to learn how to live fully, how to embrace your life, how to express all those aspects of you, to live life with joy and colour, and to bring the spark back to your life? Do you want to have some fun and adventure? Do you want to feel that balance and that calm and that inner peace and that just feeling, you know, happy and contented within yourself without that anxiety taking charge of you? So if the answer is yes, you want to do that, then that's your first step. Acknowledging, answering yes. That's your first step. So if you answered yes, well done. You've taken that first step. And then have some belief that it can be done. Have some belief that it can be done. You can create a change. I've done it. I've moved from crippling anxiety, paralyzing anxiety, to living and living a lie, you know, in a very unhappy relationship, to now fully embracing who I am, loving and accepting who I am. My clients have made that journey. It can be done. So your second step is to believe. Believe it can be done. And then the third step, that's up to you, what you do with that. You know, how you take that step. If you want to know more about that, you know how to contact me. Or perhaps there's something that you've been putting off that you actually know will help you. Whatever that is, whatever that third step is, see if you can take that step. And if it's sending me a message, great. If it's contacting somebody you know that's going to help you, great. Whatever that is, take that step. So if you've answered yes, I want to listen to my inner voice, I want to live fully. If you're starting even just a tiny, what is it? It was Jesus said, you know, we only need faith the size of a mustard seed. It's just a tiny seed of faith and belief that you can change. And then take that third step, something practical to help you move forward. Okay, so I think that's everything I've got to say. Just a quick reminder that we'll be moving to a new Facebook group in the autumn. So I'm busy getting that set up now. That's around all of these things about midlife women, midlife and beyond, embracing your life fully. So that's very exciting. So look out for the posts and look out for when you get the invite to join the new group. Otherwise, sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next video.